All right, thank you for being here this evening. We'd like to welcome you to the City Council regular meeting on Tuesday, May the 4th. So for those of you Star Wars nerds out there, May the 4th be with you. And we'd like to go ahead and move to the roll call, please.
Were you going to do invocation and pledge?
Well, why would we want to follow that order? Right? This is a special day. It's the 4th. All right, let's do that. There's Pastor Grady. Come on up. That's why we have a city clerk, to keep me on task.
All excited.
Thank you. So Pastor Grady, obviously, Root is from the Maricopa Springs Family Church. And Councilmember Manfredi, would you lead us in the Pledge of Allegiance when he's finished, please? Please rise. And thank you.
Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you. May be seated. All right. We'll go ahead and move to the roll call now.
Councilmember Learman? Here. Councilmember Manfredi? Here. Councilmember Marsh?
Here.
Councilmember Vitiello? Here. Councilmember Wade?
Here.
Vice Mayor Smith? Mayor Price?
Here.
Mr. Mayor, we have a quorum.
Great, thank you. This time we have no proclamations or acknowledgments and awards. That'll take us to the report from the mayor and city council. So council time is yours. Yes, Councilmember Marsh, please.
Yeah, I'll be brief this week. I just had 3 meetings. On April 22nd, the Pinal County Board of Adjustment meeting was held in Florence, and I'm on that board. I got to tell you, Pinal County needs to revise their zoning code. They're messed up. Anyway, then on April 23rd, the Pinal Partnership featured the city manager's annual breakfast, and our city manager represented us very, very well. I think some of those other towns were wishing they were Maricopa. On May 4th, the Morning Scoop had discussions about the state's elections and what to expect in future elections. That's about it.
Thank you, Councilmember. Yes, Vice Mayor.
Thank you, Mayor. So a couple really interesting things. I attended the basin study presentation that was given and learned a lot in terms of what's happening in regards to updating our basin water study. So that was really interesting. I also attended this. I had so much fun with this. I attended the Library Be Awesome Coalition meeting with teens. They had about 20 teens there, and they wanted me to talk about what is the city doing? What are you guys talking about in terms of marijuana and local control? So it was so much fun to share with them exactly what the topic is, what the prop included, and to share with them what local control meant, and then also to get their ideas. And they had fascinating ideas that I hope at some point I'll be able to share during our next discussion. So it was really fun. And then at Pinal Partnership, we are well represented. I just have to let you know our city manager presented for the city of Maricopa an update, and he did a fabulous job. And we are well represented, and it was exciting to hear from him as well as from the other city managers. So thank you very much, Mayor.
No, I was just making sure. I missed you last time. Councilmember Wade.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. So the Chamber of Commerce held their annual awards banquet on Saturday at the Copper Sky on the outside. It was probably one of the most beautiful evenings that we've had here in a long time. It was great, not only because of the event and the way the event was decorated, but the weather was outstanding. It was nice having dinner with friends and family, so it's great. And their awards as well that they handed out. So it was really a very. I actually was hoping to announce the Councilman on the Corner event that I had scheduled for May 8th. However, my event was a conversation with Maricopa PD, and the chief was a very integral part of that event. And unfortunately, he will be not, unfortunately, yes, still unfortunately, he will be attending the funeral services for Officer Farah that was killed in Chandler here, and our honor guard is going to be participating in that. I just thought that it would just be the right thing to do to postpone it because people want to talk to him and they want to meet him. So we'll do that. I'm thinking about a time. I'll have a time here to you shortly, but just wanted to share that, Councilman, on your living room here soon, or you'll be in our library here soon. But yeah, thank you very much, Mr. Mayor. That's all I have for right now.
I also just wanted to mention the Pinal County Partnership Breakfast. There's such momentum here in Maricopa, but there's also momentum in our county, and it was just really exciting to see the growth and the benefits that we'll be experiencing, not just as a city, but as a county. I attended the silent auction fundraiser at Desert Wind Middle School, which was exciting. The Chamber of Commerce annual gala award was, again, a beautiful evening. I attended the Greater Phoenix Economic Council meeting, hearing their regional report about balancing Arizona's water supply and demand, and also to hear about Arizona's diversified water supply and a 100-year plan for water security. I also attended the meeting on Arizona groundwater and our solutions for groundwater as well, which was awesome. On May 1st, I attended the Zonta Club's 3rd anniversary celebration, and their mission is service and advocacy locally and globally, and that was a really fun event. I just want of all faiths to pray for our nation and has been observed since 1952. And lastly, May 7th is Military Spouse Appreciation Day, and I want to acknowledge the significant contributions, support, and sacrifices spouses of our armed forces that live in Maricopa have made to our community. Just a side note, May is Mental Health Awareness Month, and I want to thank the mental health agencies here in Maricopa supporting our community, and that includes La Frontera Impact, Northern Lights Therapy, Solution Therapy, Reflections Counseling, and Wells Counseling. Thank you.
And then last but not least is had the opportunity to participate in many of these things that the council members also participated in. And certainly it's a hot topic now, or a cool topic, as we might say, of water in this county and in this state as we look to the Colorado shortages here potentially this coming year. So pretty interesting discussion on surface water versus groundwater, and there's going to be a lot more on that discussion as we continue to move along as a state. So stay tuned on that. And then last but not least, I had the opportunity to spend some time with City Manager Horst and the president of the U of A on Saturday. And he came here, Dr. Robert Robbins, and he came to Maricopa. It's interesting that if you know the history, we have a long-time group that lived here, Mr. Smith and Mr. Inc., so Smith Inky as we call them, as the road is named, and they had actually attended U of A and played football. I think one of them went on to become pro, and then they came back here to Arizona to farm, or to Maricopa to farm. And when Mr. Inky passed, they donated a large segment, what is now known as the U of A Ag Farm, in which they do a lot of biodiversity and bio research. And the USDA has located on their property with them. And so they have about 2,200 acres today. And so we had a very pleasant conversation with the president of U of A. And I said, it's funny because so often a president of that university will come and never know that they own this property in the city of Maricopa. And I don't want to say that that's a commentary on their budgeting skills, but certainly there's a lot of different things that universities have their hands in. And so it's really been a long time. His predecessor and now him have come to Maricopa and stood on the area and gotten to know it and what they do, and that's a good thing for us. And so we have had some very robust conversations about ideas and thoughts about what this can become in the future while maintaining who they are, but at the same time, creating some very unique and plausible areas by which it becomes an attraction to Maricopa and this region. So we're very excited about those potentials, those ideas, and it seems at this point that Dr. Robbins is on board as well, which is obviously key and important in order to make something like that happen in the future. So look forward in the coming years to hopefully see progress there, but again, at this point, it's all just the start of an idea, and we'll sprout it from there and grow it, as it were, into something fabulous. And so we're excited to see that happen over time. That concludes our reports at this time. If no one else has anything, and report from the city manager, nothing at this time. All right. That'll take us to call the public. Please approach the podium here. You got 3 minutes. Know that we don't respond unless there's something we have to respond to. Otherwise, take it away. Adam, it's all yours.
I don't think you'll have to respond. Good evening, council, and so glad you reminded me in the 3 minutes. I told Christians, probably you guys know me, so. I just wanted to come out tonight because I did promise updates and things going on and kind of a look ahead at the next couple of months, and we have had some pretty exciting news in the last few days. We finally got word. I think everybody knows that for over 6 months we've been working on a virtual reality project for META, for the city. This is going to be a 360 spherical tour of Maricopa in virtual reality, along with quite a nice Q&A with the mayor, and get a real feel for the city and what we're about. That product has finally landed. So we are ready to start using. We are going to be almost distributing. We're going to distribute as soon as we had to adjust some of the instructions and the care cards and that kind of thing. But it's ready. It's going to land next week. This experience is complete with a bit of Apex, so you get to take a whirl around the track at the same time when you're in it. And what I can say is that it is already garnered some significant interest, because I had some great calls this morning. Various clients, 2 national firms heard about what I've just described to you and said, yes, absolutely send that. I said, you can tour the whole city without having to leave your office. They said, how fast can you get it here? I can tell you they're saying Arizona is hot. They're saying the Phoenix Valley is getting filled up and too expensive. So what we're doing is important. The outreach is everything right now, making these connections, reaching these people. We're building our business development missions. I've got California around the corner, and then we've got the Northeast next month. New York, New Jersey, Connecticut, Philly, where all of the main site selectors and a lot of these agencies live. It's exciting because you're seeing a lot of the news about them coming back, all sorts of businesses on that segment of the country coming back in. So these 2 firms will get it, and next week, if council would like to come on down to the META offices, see John Perez, we can get you set up to put on the goggles for yourself and experience what others are going to see. This is an immersive experience. It's a seated experience, and the viewer is expected to be kind of looking around while you're inside virtual reality and seeing everything. To support these business development missions, we have come up with a couple of new little pieces here, which is what I have brought today. Now, I'm afraid last time I stood up here, I gave you something. Tonight, I'm going to give you something. I don't want to become Uncle Adam, that every time you guys see me in here, I'm bringing gifts. But we had to support our mission, and when I go out and when we see people, and we've had beautiful hard copies of things, what we haven't had is digital. So we did get a flash drive. Is not anything all that, earth-shattering, but we've needed our own, and we went with a very sustainable, representative piece of the city and what we're trying to achieve. This will be something that we can leave with anybody, that we can send to anybody, and I think it will be something that will be timely and stay with them. Along with that, we also have a little website, web camera cover. Now, these are tchotchkes, you might say, but I can tell you that right now, send them goggles, send them our information. Each of these flash drives already have the Maricopa Advantage loaded on them. They will have more than that when they start going out to others, but these are for you tonight. So this is an 8-gig flash drive. It is very usable. It is something that people will keep. I can't tell you how many things that I've been given. I got 30 seconds. How many things I've been given that came on like a 1-gig flash drive. It's great. Now that I've viewed your stuff, I'm tossing this into the trash. This is something that we hope they will keep. And if they don't use this, but they hand it to their kid, every time their kid's tablet goes on the table, the META logo is going to be sitting in front of them. So there is a system there. There is a psychology. I'm going to hand this stuff out with 8 seconds to go, unless there's a rebuttal. So, yeah, there we go. All right.
Thank you, Adam. Thanks so much. No, you're fine. Yeah, it's right there. Thank you, Adam. Anyone else at this time like to approach the podium? Tell us what's on your mind. Okay, we'll go ahead and close the call to the public at this time. Move on to the consent agenda. Council, is there anything on consent that you have questions on or would like removed at this time? No one? Okay. Can I have a motion to approve consent as it stands, please? Let's do. All right, we'll go with Councilmember Learman with a first and Vice Mayor Smith as a second. Thank you very much. Appreciate. With that, is there any questions or concerns? Seeing none, all in favor say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Any opposed? That motion carries. And that'll take us to the regular agenda, which is item 8.1. This is the Mayor and City Council shall hear a presentation by the Pinal Partnership President and CEO, Tony Smith, on the changes in leadership and their future plans. So Tony, who is former mayor and former county supervisor, welcome back.
Well, thank you. It's kind of interesting. I kind of like it being on this side of the podium. Thank you, Mayor Price, Vice Mayor Smith, and council members for allowing me to present a little update on Pinal Partnership. It is definitely a great day to be in Pinal County, and especially in the city of Maricopa. In March, I took the president's role of Pinal Partnership and teamed with Melissa Johnson, who is the executive director. Together, we're doing and kind of refreshing things and looking forward to the new economy of Pinal County and what we can do in order to help to affect that. Let me see, to get this, I just have a short slide show, and let's see if we get it to work. There. As you can see, Pinal Partnership is a nonprofit. We have 22 board of directors, of which Vice Mayor Smith is one of those, and then we have 206 members, including many of the municipalities in Pinal County, including the city of Maricopa. About any one of the major corporations that are doing business in Pinal County is a membership with us. But we also very much appreciate our nonprofits and our small businesses, and they have equally a strong role that they play. I want to really thank the Vice Mayor Smith for her work on the Board of Directors and on the Economic Development Committee. Councilmember Learman, I had the pleasure of seeing you the other day on the Government Relations Committee. And some of the projects that we were talking about, Vice Mayor Smith mentioned the basin study, that is partnership with Global Water. That is very, very important for this area and those which are within the Pinal AMA to figure out the water and what are we going to do with it and how are we going to make best use of it. So those are one of the projects that we've been working with. We have a number of committees. We with the COVID, we've need to reboot some of the committees, but economic developments, active, government relations, transportations, open space and trails. The Economic Development Committee, we certainly regret the loss of Tim Knavel, but we're going to be re-engaging with more economic development leadership in the coming days, and hopefully the new person with the Pinal County in that role will equally find a motivating role with us. The Government Relations Committee, of course, interacts with our legislature, especially during the session, and later this year, certainly be interested in the census results and redistricting efforts. Open Space and Trails Committee has always been very active for a long time. They were very key in putting together the master plan for Pinal County, and also doing quite a bit of work as far as supporting that very important Palo Verde Park, the regional park that is on the west side and is now opening the first element of that, which is a shooting range. One of the hallmarks of Pinal Partnership, of course, is how we do our breakfast events on a number of timely topics. Just recently, we had the city manager updates, and we've talked to home builders. Of course, one of the popular ones is always Elliot Pollock's market forecast. We will be having that again at the end of the year. The Board of Supervisors, oftentimes we have them on a panel. We also handle some challenging issues. Johnson Utilities, Nabaco, the impact and how to fix it. Nikola, water and COVID. We are going to continue to bring forward the topics that we believe our membership is interested in. And we're happy to announce that on May 14th, we're going to have a hybrid. It'll be in person. It'll be at the winery in Florence, but it'll also, for those who either cannot make the meeting and choose to see it by virtual, or just feel more comfortable doing that, they can do that and have that option. But we're looking forward to re-engaging and doing that. It is very important that we have that interaction with one another, and that's one of the things I think that we miss so much, and we're going to step out there and do it. And hopefully we'll continue doing that and learn a little bit how to do the hybrid model. And we continue to take on special projects. We have a history of being supportive of the Pinal Regional Transportation Plan. As I mentioned, the Eloy and Maricopa Stanfield Basin Study. We help sponsor the Pinal County Town Hall. From time to time, when there's an issue of great importance to Pinal County or its communities, we'll have letters of support. And if there's certain things that the city of Maricopa, of course, wants to ask the partnership and needs support, as you know, letters of support shows a broad vision and support for a government project, and those are often the thing that actually turns the crank and gets the success on those projects. Some of our future projects, including, and what we're talking about future activities, is the Pinal County digital and print map. A lot of folks are familiar with the large print map, and you may have it hanging in your office, but we're going to want to go beyond that, because we think there's a tool there that can be interactive and we can keep alive, that it will be no longer a static map, but it'll be something economic development folks, site selectors, and others will be able to go to either the Pinal County site, or we could host it at the Pinal Partnership site, and we will digitize that map, and then we'll put several layers on it so that maybe you're not wanting to see all the transportation routes, but you want to see maybe some of the economic developments, circles and some of those areas, or maybe you want to see city limits or the general planning areas. We hope to have many layers, and so you can turn them off, turn them on, and be able to communicate that and have something that is refreshed and we keep fresh, not let it sit and be 5 years old. One of the hallmarks, if any of you know me, has been strategic planning. Did it for the city of Maricopa, led that. For the county, I was one to lead that effort. And I think that's what the Pinal Partnership leadership saw in me, was bring that. And we are planning to do that in the fall. We want to have an opportunity for the county and other communities to do their strategic planning, and then we want to be able to fold some of that, those ideas and some of that information in, so that we have a comprehensive plan also. We are in the midst, and if you participated in our membership survey, I thank you for doing that. And if you haven't, I think if you'd still do that, it's very important. But we want to improve. There's some I think, some really thinking questions that you have an opportunity to give us feedback. And by that feedback, then we will alter and bring that information into our strategic planning session also, so that we can be reactive to what your suggestions are to us. And we, of course, are always doing special projects in order to support various community development activities. And I want to thank you. I promised you a short presentation. I know the meeting has gone on long. But I want to give an opportunity, if you have any questions for me, or if you have something for our executive director, Melissa, we would be happy to entertain your questions.
Council, questions at this time? Ask him.
It is, I think that was part of the Wizard of Oz. Isn't that beautiful? Picacho Peak, I think, is what that is, isn't it? Or the superstitions. Superstitions, but we certainly have a beautiful county, and tourism is something that we didn't really buy into for a long time, and now the county really has embraced that. And I think there's a great opportunity. Again, splendid beauty if you go around the county.
Absolutely. Councilmember Villalobos.
Just wanted to thank you, Tony, for your ongoing services and your continuing contribution to not only the county, but to the city of Maricopa, which I know you dearly love with your wife. You both serve this city. So thanks for taking another position and your ongoing love for this city and county.
Well, thank you for recognizing that. And yes, that is what I do feel in my heart as far as when this opportunity came along. I say it's one of those things that you don't want to pass it up, because it is Pinal Partnership. I have so much respect for that organization and the previous leadership and what they've done and the contribution they've made to the county and its communities, that it was an easy yes.
Tony, I wanted to say that I really appreciate what you and Melissa have done thus far. I know you were a little bit new to the organization, but really not, because of your service here in the city and then clearly in the county. And Melissa's been there for a few years now.
Yes.
And so, having been your successor here, I know that this council has sometimes struggled with our membership in Pinal Partnership, because I don't know if we knew exactly how the partnership was working with us or vice versa. And I just wanted to commend you both. That I think the Pinal Partnership has gone a long way to helping unite the entire county. As you well know, that the city here has often felt kind of that one step removed from the county as we're that furthest western city in the county, and with Florence being the lead and the seat and the county seat and other things. And so I think the partnership has done a very good job of helping bring that together. And so I certainly would appreciate and thank the council members who have participated. I know that our intergov, both Paul before Dale and Dale, have done a great job in participating in this. And I think that the more that we are united in Pinal County as government officials and businesses and just folks all trying to push this area forward, that it progresses us farther, faster than we'd get there by ourselves. And so again, many thanks to you both.
Thank you, Mayor Price. Thank you for once again casting that vision, because that exactly is where we're at and where we're heading with, I think, many of the various entities that we have in Pinal County. It's great to work in a county and be associated with a county that is, for the most part, very team-oriented. I shared with Melissa when you did the ribbon cutting at the library that that might be a good location for one of our breakfasts, and would be excited, and hopefully the city would host us at that library. I understand it has enough seating capacity that we may be able to have the entire partnership membership there. We hope to have that.
Great.
But Yes, absolutely. Vice Mayor Smith will will never let me forget about what Maricopa and what the value they bring to the county. Thank you very much. Anything else?
Any other questions, Council, this time? Thank you again. Thank you for all you're
And
doing.
thank you again
Appreciate it.
for the opportunity.
Thank you. That'll take us to item 8.2 at this time. The mayor and city council shall discuss and possibly take action on making an appointment to fill a vacancy on the Planning and Zoning Commission. This is for discussion and action, and I believe the appointment at this time falls to Councilmember Manfredi.
My appointment is Josh, but he has to resign but he's resigning from planning and zoning. So I spoke with. There we go. I spoke with someone who's really interested, is involved in the community, and I'd like to nominate Bill Robertson for the position on P&Z.
Awesome. Thank you. Bill, you want to stand up so everyone knows you?
Oh, you got to stand up. It's part of it. All right.
Well, he's the only guy in a blue shirt there in the middle, so.
Yeah.
Thank you, Bill, for being willing to do this. Council, any questions, concerns, discussions? Councilmember Marsh.
I'd like to second that.
Okay, so we have a motion and a second. Any further discussion? Seeing none, all in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries. Thank you, Bill, for being willing to serve. Appreciate it. And council, that concludes our city council meeting tonight. So thank you, staff. Appreciate it. And with your permission and a motion and a second, we'll adjourn this meeting and reconvene in 2 weeks. So motion and a second. Is there any further discussion? Hearing none, all in favor say aye. Aye. Any opposed? Motion carries. We'll see you in 2.